What's more festive than a child murderer? A tie-dye child murderer. Come on, we gotta be fair here. Sometimes I question what I'm doing. From the Funko Five Nights at Freddy's line, specifically the tie-dye wave, this is the Walmart exclusive Springtrap. And seeing as how the original Springtrap is a Build-A-Figure that's almost impossible to get together now for a good price, this is probably the best way to get a relatively normal-looking version of this specific type of William Afton. Take a closer look, and typically the tie-dye figures had a lot more wild color schemes. Like, Chica was the closest to her original color, but even then she was entirely orange and yellow. This really does just look like Springtrap. Like, it's the yellow that's a little bit brighter than normal, but then that's kind of canceled out by just how dingy the green is. So it looks really solid. Like, I think this would look fine in a normal lineup of Five Nights figures. It just looks like the guy. But that said, the tie-dye effect works really well. I do like how on this side there's a lot more of the green shown, whereas from this angle you only kind of get it on the arm and a little bit of the leg. It kind of gives this figure a great, like, asymmetrical look, and I like that. I think it's a really interesting way to take a very gimmicky wave. Let's talk about the articulation real quick. So you have a somewhat limited ball joint for the head, and then ball joint for the shoulder that's impaired by the shoulder, ball joint here in the elbow, wrist swivel. I keep thinking there's something in the abdomen, but there's not. It's just the sculpting. Pretty big gap in the thigh, but it does allow for a little bit of out for the ball joint there, ball joint at the knee, and then nothing in the ankle. Typically they do have ankle swivels, but I'm going to assume just due to the design of him, it just couldn't be implemented. As always, for $12 figures, these are super well articulated, and that's just because the entire system is made of ball joints. But I do want to point this out. This tie-dye wave, which is the newest wave of these figures, when you just play around with them, these hinges are actually a lot more durable feeling, a bit stiffer than they have been in past. And in many of my previous videos, I've talked about concerns of breaking. I've gotten comments about people whose figures have broken. This feels like the most durable that these Funko Five Night figures have ever gotten, so I hope that means that they're trying to make these figures more durable. I know Funko, kind of across the line, even with their pops, have been trying to implement more QC concerns, so hopefully this is where this is going. This is like the most central character of the Five Nights series, the main character, you could easily say. I think that it's great that there's finally a way to get a version of him that looks like him without spending $80 because for whatever reason Foxy is an ungodly amount of money nowadays. Is this too scary for a stocking stuffer?